All right. Well, thank you for the invitation. Thank you for Nasscom team for inviting me. This is a very important and topic that is close to my heart. So I want to make sure that by the end of the talk, almost everyone in the audience is thinking about innovation. Let me just see, why is it? Okay. So here is it starts with my quote. Smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average people from their own experiences, and stupid people already have all the answers. So it is very telling about innovation. This quote is very dear to me because the first characteristics of people who can innovate is that they are open to learning from everyone and anyone. So this quote is very important. A bit about me. I know Chitra has introduced me, but a few points before I go into innovation, because it's important for you to know me a little better. I was fortunate enough to work with David Packard and Bill Hewlett. That's on the top left-hand side. Michael Dell, it's on the top right corner. Bottom left is John Chambers, the most successful CEO ever of Cisco Systems. And bottom right, I don't have to tell you who that is. And I worked with Steve Jobs as well. Actually, the poster on the right-hand side says that Vivek couldn't have done without you, signed Steve Jobs, right? So I have had fortune of working with some phenomenal people in my professional life. 2 books, 6 patents, innovation of an instrument on the top right corner, lots of awards, including Chanakya Leadership Award and Man of the Year for India and Who's Who of United States. So when I'm speaking something, pay attention, because I have done few things in my life that are worth talking about. Now coming to innovation, right? So innovation, I invented this instrument just after 1 year of my PhD and patented it and licensed it to a Boston company and earned royalty on it for 17 years. So innovation can be very rewarding as well as a journey. I don't have time to describe you the innovation. You can see it on the websites. So this is who I am. Now let us talk about innovation. So innovation is the practical implementation of ideas that result in the introduction of new goods or services or improvement of new goods and services. The important point here is it has to be practical. It has to be useful. That is very important definition of innovation. It has to be new, it has to be practical, it has to be useful. My own role model, Peter Drucker, says, and I completely agree, that any business that does not learn how to innovate will not be around for too long. This is true irrespective of the size of the business. You are a small business, you think that innovation is something that big companies should do. That is not true. Innovation is relevant for everyone. It's actually must for everyone because it deals with continuous improvement. When I talk about, if I was face to face, I would do this quiz for all the audience, but I'm in a virtual room, so I'll just go through it. When we talk about innovation, we are all very comfortable with the understanding of inventions and innovation, right? If I ask you who invented electricity, I'm sure almost everyone will tell me that it's Benjamin Franklin. If I say light bulb, you will say Edison. If I say telephone, you will say Alexander Graham Bell. Penicillin, maybe not everyone knows, but Fleming. E is equal to mc square, that's Einstein. Anyone can tell me. And car is Henry Ford. So we are all very comfortable with the phenomena of innovation. Even in India, if you go back and look at the ancient famous innovations from India, you know that zero and speed of earth was invented in India. Aryabhatta did that. Chess was invented in India. Wireless radio communication, Jagdish Chandra Bose. Medicine Nobel laureate invented medicine, some phenomenal innovations there, Hargobind Khorana. Einstein-Bose statistical equation by Satyendra Bose, and many other people, Raman and so many other people who have done innovation from India. So the point I'm trying to make is innovation has been done in India too. It's not a foreign concept to us. If you look at the innovations that have happened from business model side, there's some phenomenal innovation India has done. Arvind Eye Hospital, I'm sure you all are familiar with that. One institution alone, Arvind Eye Hospital, does more eye surgeries than all of England combined. And yet they can do it at a fraction of the cost and at the same or better quality. That's a business model innovation. Amazing. Narayan Seva Sansthan that helps polio victims. Jaipur Rugs, which is a supply chain innovation. Go and read about on the internet about it. NIIT, the training one, you know that it's a global institution that has revolutionized the training. BPOs, KPOs, LPOs, Infosys, Wipro, TCS, offshore development. All of these are innovations from India. Jaipur Foot for providing very cost competitive artificial limbs to people. So we are not foreign. Innovation concept is not foreign to us. If you look at recent innovations from India, you can see there are a bunch of them, right? Space related innovations from India are mind boggling, and they are at par or in some cases ahead of many countries in the world. Missiles and satellites, right? Mobile and internet explosion at the $5 average revenue per unit is unheard of. Aadhaar, UPI. So even government has done phenomenal innovation. Then if you come to the private sector, Flipkart, Ola, Naukri, Make My Trip, Zomato, all of these have innovated. The only difference between this class of innovation is that they actually copied a model from outside India, generally US. So from Amazon came Flipkart, from Uber came Ola, etc., etc. But doesn't matter, they adopted it and they developed this technology inside the country to be able to compete with global players. Biocon, Covaxin, Dozy, Kaha, these are all medical innovations coming very recently from India. And Covaxin, we should be very proud of that we produced the COVID vaccine in India, quite ahead of many countries. EdTech, Byju's, Paytm payment, drones, e-vehicles, robots, SaaS. So Zoho founder is speaking later today. Freshdesk, Dhruva. So many innovations have happened in recent times in India as well. So the bottom line I'm trying to tell you is that we all are very familiar with the concept of innovation globally, as well as innovation has been done in India from ancient times even to now. But when you look at the patents filed, you look at this sheet here, and you can see that this is 2019 data. China, almost 1.4 million patents, US 620,000 patents, Japan 300,000, Korea 200,000, European 200,000, Germany 67,000, and India is 53,000. Long way to go. Long way to go in terms of patent filing. So it is very important as our country moves from developing country to a developed country, very important that innovation has to improve. Number of patent filing, which is only one way to measure innovation, has to also go up. Look at China, it's almost double of US right now. So mind-boggling innovation is happening, and India needs to improve. All right. Now in India, another term that is very common is jugaad. And jugaad is not innovation. Let me tell you that. Jugaad is not innovation. Jugaad generally means that you have done a quick fix to a problem. You don't really solve the problem, you get around it. And it is generally not scalable. So jugaad is not really what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about innovation, which really is a new solution to a problem and that can scale and is repeatable. So don't confuse jugaad with innovation. Innovation is repeatable, it fixes the problem or comes up with a new solution to the problem, and it is very scalable. So there are a lot of misconceptions about innovation that I want to throw out of the window. So each one of you, irrespective of whatever you are doing, can actually take innovation seriously. So one misconception is the smarter you are, the more innovative you are. Actually, that is not true. Above decent IQ level, there's no correlation between intelligence and ability to innovate, right? So it's very, very important. A lot of research has been done in very prominent institutions across the world, which shows that above decent IQ level, you can innovate. Young are more innovative than old. That is not true either. Young can innovate, old can innovate. And actually, if you go deeper into innovation, you can only innovate when you know your core subject very well, which takes 7 to 10 years. So many times, if you are, let us say, developing some kind of software or some manufacturing process, you need to spend significant time in that field to be able to understand what problems you are facing and then come up with the solution. But young and old both are innovative. Now, here is a very important point, whether you are a CEO or you are an engineer or you are anyone in the organization. Innovation is not only for few white collar people in CTO's office. It is for everyone in the organization. Okay, every innovation does not result into patent, and everyone does not have to file patent. But innovation means improving upon what you did yesterday. You are now going to do it in a different way today, which is faster, cheaper, and so on. So every single person, whether you are a technician, whether you are on manufacturing floor, whether you are writing software, or you are a CEO, you can actually innovate. Anyone can improve whatever they are doing. And actually, if you are not improving, how does the organization benefit from your experience? Many people tell me, I have 10 years experience, I have 15 years experience, I have 20 years experience. Okay, wonderful. How is the organization benefiting from your experience? Are you able to solve some of the problems that other people are not? If not, then what is the purpose of your experience? So important point on this slide is every single person in the organization can innovate or improve things from where they are. Very important. Now, here is the dilemma. Why people think that way? There is a reason for that. I have rolled out innovation in Dell, Cisco, and many other organizations, and many startups. I teach innovation now. One of the mental blocks is that we are not scientists. Can we really innovate? Can we invent? So people think Einstein, people think Benjamin Franklin, people think Aryabhatta, and they say, no, I'm not one of those. So can I innovate? The answer is that there are two kinds of innovation. One is revolutionary inventions or innovation, and other is evolutionary innovation or inventions. So 99% of the innovation is actually evolutionary innovation. What is that? You take something state of the art and improve it to the next level. That is also innovation. Some of it is obviously revolutionary. For example, you can call internet as a revolutionary innovation. Wi-Fi could be a revolutionary innovation. Integrated circuit could be a revolutionary inventions. Those happen once in few years. They don't happen every day. But what happens every day, and you saw that millions of patents are getting filed every year. These patents are all addressing evolutionary invention. So you don't have to be an Aryabhatta or a Bose to solve and invent. You can do whatever you are doing, whatever gadget you are working with, whatever software you are working with. If you come up with a new way of doing something, that is actually innovation. And this is evolutionary innovation, and that is what you should focus on. From that, you may become somebody who can do a revolutionary innovation, but that's not a start of the journey. So just think about evolutionary innovation that is being done by common people in millions every year. Now, for CEOs or senior managers who are in the audience, Organizational innovation is not a random process. It will not just happen if you tell your people that please innovate, please come up with a new method. They can't do that. I have, as I said, I have rolled out innovation programs in many institutions myself. It works because someone has identified a real need. So you need to run some competition or encourage people to identify the need for innovation, and then have process to bring new ideas or new technologies to the product or to the end. You will need to have a process. So first, making people aware of what innovation is, then encouraging them to come up with the new ideas or new problems, and then finding a way to selectively take them all the way to your product or to your manufacturing plant or whatever it is. So it is a planned activity. Just by saying that become innovative, just by saying to your teams that please become innovative, file some patents, it's not going to work. You have to provide full ecosystem for innovation to thrive. And that is what is called structured innovation or systematic innovation, whatever you call it. So first, it starts with enriching the workplace environment psychologically, and also give them sort of physical environment where innovation can happen, encouraging them and also providing them the right tools. So tools, techniques, and mentoring. Mentoring is the most important part if you want to encourage innovation. One of your experienced person or a person from your company who has done innovation, and if you have no one, you are a startup and nobody has done innovation before, you will have to find a mentor from outside who has done innovation, who can actually guide your team on how to do innovation. Managing innovation process, and so that the best insights can be captured and moved to the product. All that requires a process. So you need a mentor, you need an environment, and you need a process to make innovation happen. Now, if you are individual and you are saying, okay, what do I do? So here is what has worked for me for many, many years. As an individual, I made a goal that I wanted to invent something. And I made a goal, I gave it a timeline that in 1 year, I want to make an invention. And I did that, right? So make it a goal that I will, for your company, it doesn't have to be your personal innovation, whatever company you are working with, sort of say that I want make a personal goal. Actually at Dell, when I was head, I made it a goal for every single person in my organization to actually have a goal in their performance plan to create one new thing, one invention. So make it a goal. And actually, by the way, that Dell India did that in flying colors. Every single person came up with an idea, which was an innovation. So make it a goal for you individually. Engage passionately in what you do. So innovation can only be done when you are passionately engaged with what you do. If you are bitching about what you do, if you don't have your heart in what you do, you are not going to be able to see the problem and you will not be able to come up with a solution. So engage passionately in what you do. No invention has been done between 9 and 5. Once you are passionately engaged with the problem, your ideas will come at night. Your ideas will come while you are driving. Your ideas will come when you are watching a movie. That is how passionate you have to become to come up with a new solution. It's not a joke. The problem has been there. So many people know it. Why nobody has solved it? Because it's not that obvious. So you have to put your heart and soul into it before you can do that. Challenge status quo all the time. Ask why all the time. Whatever you are doing, yourself even, as well as your team, ask why. Why this way? Always believe that it can be done in a better way. Belief is very important part of innovation. Learn the current best practices and then improve. So if you come up with a problem, first thing you need to do is to understand what are the solutions to this problem across the world. You need to go research, read about it, and then see, okay, this is the problem. This is how world is dealing with it. Can I come up with a better way? You can only come up with a better way if you know what the state of the art is. And actually, when you file a patent application, that is what you have to justify, that this is the problem, this is the state of the art, and here is my way of solving the problem. So understand that. Think of an ideal solution to a problem. Any problem you have, software architecture you have, or electronic vehicle you are designing, or you want to reduce the weight of the car or battery, any of these, first come up with an ideal solution, and then because of constraints, you will never be able to have ideal solution. Come as close to that ideal solution as possible, and that may result in innovation. Once you have a good idea, pursue it. Most people drop the idea. They think, it's just an idea. No, pursue it, please. So it's very, very important that you do that. So innovation is important for individuals as well as it is important for organizations. And at both levels, it should be encouraged. Let me go to the next slide. Yeah. So step out, think out of the box. It is up to you. India is counting on you. India needs to take these numbers up, and India should actually be doing at least 100,000 patents in the next 3 odd years. So don't think it's just for you. It is just for your organization. It is for country as well. Once we reach that level, India will be seen differently. People will have much more respect for India, and a lot of innovation will obviously create new companies, new technologies, productivity will increase, and people will get jobs, etc., etc. Economic development follows innovation. So India is counting on you, not just you or your company. Now, this is the last slide. I just want to let you know that I have launched an initiative. I call it Mentor a Million. I want to mentor 1 million young people of this country, all without any obligation. Everything is free. My book is coming up in next year, early next year, which is mentoring for you, which is a mentor for you, young or old, 15 to 50 years old. And the book becomes your first mentor. And then any follow-on questions you have, you can approach me through the social media here, and the website mentioned will be mentioned on the book, and I'll be happy to help you. As I said, book profits are being donated to an eye hospital, so I'm not benefiting from it. And all the questions that you will have, whether through social media or website, will be answered free of cost. So please sign up. I have already started mentoring on the social media site, so please take the picture of this slide if you want to, and join me on social media and start benefiting in your career and in your journey. Not just innovation, it covers all aspects of professional and personal life. So I hope you benefit from that. And like I said, I'm not benefiting from it at all. So with that, let me sort of come back. Let me stop sharing. And I am done, Chitra. If there are any questions I can answer, if we are short of time, people can reach out to me through social media or emails, and I'm happy to answer. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. I'm exactly on time. I'm actually 5 seconds early.
Fantastic, sir. That was a wonderful session. So many interesting points you told there, and you kind of in a very simple way explained the entire innovation process and demystified the biases and myths surrounding the topic of innovation itself. Thank you so much. And what a noble initiative you are embarking on next to mentor 1 million. Are all very, very best wishes for that initiative, sir. I hope you touch more lives and embed innovation deeply into the youth of our nation. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Nasscom. Thank you, everyone who helped me. I appreciate it.